that green light. Give me that green light, Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that green light, Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that green light, Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that green light, Maine.
Good evening. Welcome to Greenlight Maine. I'm your host, Julene Gervais. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are in the back half of the season, which means things are heating up. We have our finalists, and the competition is fierce. They all own companies on the fast track here in Maine, and winning the $100,000 prize will only add to their success story. Each of our 13 finalists receives their very own mentoring show. This gives them more exposure to the Maine business community and can help them expand their companies. Let's kick this off by welcoming tonight's finalist, David Joseph from DAVO Technologies, and we also have an experienced panel of mentors from around the Maine business community. But first, I want to congratulate you. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you.
What's been going on with you?
Well, since we were here in August, we have increased our acquisition of customers by about 30%. And we launched with Square, which was a big initiative for us. It was a year in process, and it finally happened about 2 months ago.
Oh, excellent. And we're looking forward to hearing more about that later on in the show. But first, for the sake of our mentors and for you at home who might have missed David's pitch, let's take a look back now. So whenever you're ready, take it away.
Thank you very much. So we're all familiar with the expression, necessity is the mother of invention. Well, necessity is what drove my partner and me to actually start DAVO Sales Tax and DAVO Technologies. You see, I used to be a restaurant owner, and when I started my restaurant, I was vaguely aware that I was actually going to be a tax collector for the state. See, I was busy working 80-hour weeks, and sales tax was just not a high priority for me. It was a constant thorn in my side, and over time, mismanagement of it actually cost me thousands of dollars in fines and penalties. I soon learned that many businesses struggle with sales tax. One day in total frustration, I walked out of the kitchen and I actually said to my wife, why can't someone do our sales tax the way ADP does our payroll? And from that day on, I've actually been on a mission to make that happen. So as consumers, every time we purchase something, we pay a few pennies of sales tax to the merchant. The merchant has the responsibility to collect it, hold it secure, and remit it to the state monthly or quarterly. The problem is, the sales tax revenue gets commingled with their working capital in their bank account. They spend it, and then when it's time to remit it, they don't have the money available. You see, sales tax is a cash management problem, but many merchants actually look at it as though a convenient way to fund their business. But failing to manage sales tax is costly, not to mention illegal. And once a merchant gets behind, it can quickly spiral out of control, and it's an uphill battle to catch up. So the solution to this problem is to set sales tax aside daily as it's collected, and this is what DAVO does. To get started, a merchant downloads the DAVO Sales Tax app to their point of sale. DAVO then uses data out of the point of sale to set aside the exact amount of sales tax collected each day in a secure tax holding account. We then file and pay on time and in full. The merchant does nothing. This entire process is seamless and automatic. DAVO earns its revenue from a monthly subscription fee of $39.99. And we distribute our application through partnerships with POS manufacturers and credit card processors. In fact, most of our customers are coming to us through a partnership with First Data, the largest credit card processor in the United States, and their own Clover POS system. We have other partnerships with other leading POS manufacturers, including Square, Revel, Point, and QuickBooks. In just 2 years, we've acquired over 1,200 merchants in all 46 states that have sales tax. You see, DAVO is not a solution looking for a problem. DAVO is a great solution to a problem, and we're looking to scale and take our process to millions of merchants across the US who want to check sales tax off their to-do list. We have done for sales tax what ADP did for payroll, making it seamless and automatic.
You did an excellent job explaining how this is a useful tool for small business, and I'm sure people at home and our mentors would agree with that.
Sure. Anybody who's ever owned a small business is familiar with the thorn of sales tax. This is not something that you file on April 15th. This is the 20th or the 15th of every month. So you have 12 times a year to mess this up. And the problem is actually not the filing part of sales tax. Filing the form is actually pretty easy. It's the money part, and it's cash management, as I said. It's having that money available, because cash management and sales tax is not a high priority for businesses. People go into business to run a restaurant, to be a chef, to be a florist, not to be a tax collector. And so this is a very low priority for them. But it becomes a big surprise when the bookkeeper shows up the day before and says, you need to write a check tomorrow for $6,000, $7,000 to the state of Maine. And that was the problem I ran into. My bookkeeper would show up and say, here's your sales tax return, write a check for $6,000. And we never had the money.
Great. We look forward to getting a deep dive discussion going on more of this matter. But first, I'd like to introduce our panel by first name only, because a good idea can come from anybody in any field of expertise. So first, we have Nick. Welcome.
Thank you, Julian. Pleasure to be here.
And next up, we have Leslie.
Thank you. I'm a big fan of the show, so happy to be here.
We're happy to have you. And finally, Ryan.
Thank you very much for having me in this opportunity, and looking forward to having a deep dive and hopefully being able to help you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We've got to take a quick break right now, but don't go away, because when we come back, we're going to have a great strategy session with David from DAVO Technologies. We'll be right back.
Greenlight Maine would like to thank the Maine Department of Economic and Community Development, the Maine DECD, helping businesses and communities prosper.
As a leader in Maine and New England in providing integrated accounting, consulting, and tax services to clients large and small, the team at MacPage has proven to provide innovative solutions to help us better meet our clients' needs. We enjoy the people we serve and care about the work we do. The success of our business is based upon our ability to develop quality relationships, one client at a time. MacPage. Accessible, approachable, accountable.
Are you trying to increase sales? At Dream Local Digital, we've been helping businesses using Facebook, Google, and other online tools for over 8 years. We're experts at helping small businesses because we work with them nationwide.
Dream Local publicizes the important part of me and what I stand for and what Archers is about.
We'd love to help you grow your business as well. Give us a call today.
Are you an entrepreneur? Do you have a new business or a great new product? Greenlight Maine is now accepting submissions for Season 4. Visit our website for more information.
For almost 25 years, MaineBiz has been providing business news, information, and analysis for business owners and C-level executives in Maine. From Fort Kent to Kittery, MaineBiz serves the decision makers of Maine across multiple channels, including its flagship print digital publication, website, events, daily report, real estate insider, and weekly newsletter. Let MaineBiz help your business succeed. Inform, engage, connect.
Please join us to find vital information on our website at greenlightmaine.com and be a part of our vibrant community on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Together, we're building Maine's future, one dream at a time.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. We are having a mentoring round with DAVO Technologies. We have our panel here. We're going to take a deep dive into what you want to talk about that's going to bring your business to the next level.
Great. So the biggest challenge we face right now is, like a lot of startups, and it's customer acquisition. We've developed a great product and perfected it because, as my partner and I have both said, you really can't mess up taxes. Your customers have to trust you and trust that you're going to do it correctly. And so we've essentially taken our first 2 years in business as our beta test and made our system work perfectly. And it does work perfectly. It pulls money from a merchant's account daily based on data coming from their point of sale system, and it gets filed and paid to the state on time and in full. So the next level for us is taking this perfected process to the merchant community. We identify this merchant community as about 6 million small to medium-sized businesses, brick and mortar businesses. One of our challenges is getting data from the merchant. To get our data, we need to integrate with the merchant's point of sale. So we're expanding our point of sale integrations. They must be cloud-based, like Square and Clover. And right now we have 5 different point of sale systems that we're integrated with, and we're expanding that. The next challenge is to get to the merchant. And we've identified 3 ways that we're going to do this. One is through channel partners, and these are the point of sale and credit card companies that we work with. So First Data and their partners. First Data's partners include Bank of America and Wells Fargo, TD Bank, PNC. All of these have sales teams that sell point of sale systems. And we are a bolt-on service to that. So that's a channel partner roadmap, part of the roadmap. The next part of the roadmap is through digital marketing. And this is going to end users and letting them know, hey, there's a service out there that can actually collect, file, and pay your sales tax for you. And the third that we've identified is our own self promotion and taking it directly to our end user. And we're doing that through trade shows. And that's pretty much our roadmap. So the channel partner, digital, and trade show.
Okay, let's get some clarifying questions.
Now, which of those three avenues right now has been the most successful?
So we've put the most energy and resources into our channel partnerships because those are huge sales forces. If you put all of those together, you're probably looking at about 5,000 to 7,000 sales reps across the country. But it's also very competitive because they're not only pitching our app to a merchant, they're pitching an app that might do payroll and customer loyalty and scheduling. So we need to convince our channel partners the value that we bring, that this is a big problem to the merchant, and you should be pitching this problem as part of your sales pitch.
Leslie.
And I guess my clarification is, it seems like a lot of your marketing has been through those POS systems. And is there a way, because that's fairly passive, is there a way to actively market those clients that are already in that POS system or already using that POS system?
Yeah, it's the real secret sauce would be for them to give us the list of their clients, and they're not going to do that. So that's the digital component of it. So we actually have a couple of tacks on that. One is the digital component of going to those users in markets. The other would be we're trying to get the POS companies to actually pre-install our app and get the merchant to opt in or opt out. There have been lots of studies and big studies in companies where when the employee is asked to opt into something, the rates are kind of low. But when they give it to the employee and say, oh, you have a choice, yes or no, either opting in or opting out, the rates go much higher in response to that.
Ryan.
So given that your focus has been on your channel partners, what are you doing or what plan do you have to educate the sales force? Because without education, it's very challenging.
Great question, great question. So I've actually done, I do these team calls with our channel partners. I think I just passed my 500th team call in 2 years. I was just at the national sales meeting for a major bank merchant service in Orlando, and they did a speed dating with their entire sales force of 4 sales reps in front of you, and I did 125-minute pitches in a day and a half. So our partners are beginning to realize that we are a very valuable application in their sales pitches because sales tax applies to every single merchant. You know, it's not like loyalty or restaurant delivery only applies to this vertical. Or this is an application that every merchant has to deal with sales tax. And our customers are food service, general retail, hair salons, doctors' offices. A lot of veterinarians and doctors today sell product, and that product is taxable while their services are not.
I think these guys would love to give you some feedback at this point.
I'm curious quickly on if this is an add-on application to the POS, would there be any benefit to you guys, even though you'd lose some brand recognition, but to allow the point of sale company to more or less white label your product as their own and integrate it right into theirs?
Yeah, so we've actually considered this, and we've talked to some of our partners about it, and nobody has actually come to us and said directly, we want to white label this product. Ideally, what we would like to do is get states to white label it and let the states basically give it away to merchants for free, to their smaller merchants, and say, this is the state of Maine sales tax application. You can download this to your point of sale, and it will do this for you, and basically you can forget about sales tax. The problem there is you have to have a lot more threads coming through the funnel as far as POS integrations. We can't offer it to a state with only a half dozen, but when we get to 40 or 50 of the biggest POS systems, then that can happen.
Great discussion. We've got to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to hear more from our mentors, and then we'll get your response. And this is a good time for you folks at home to post online because we'd love to hear from you. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Handmade carpets for Greenlight Maine have been provided by Mugalian Rugs, area rugs from around the world.
I'm George Gervais, Commissioner of the Maine Department of Economic and Community Development. At the department, we work tirelessly to improve Maine's competitiveness. If your business needs help navigating through red tape and regulations, or is looking to invest or expand, our team of governor's account executives is a great resource. Government can't create jobs. It's our goal to become your partner, making Maine a better place to visit, study, and invest.
Are you an entrepreneur? Do you have a new business or a great new product? Greenlight Maine is now accepting submissions for Season 4. Visit our website for more information.
In 1972, Tom Moser committed his life's work to craft, and 4 decades later employs 70 fine craftsmen and women in our shop in Auburn, Maine. With showrooms and customers from coast to coast and numerous awards and accolades, Tom has firmly established himself as an entrepreneurial tour de force and has proven that a life doing what you love is indeed possible.
This year's winner of Greenlight Maine will win this handmade Thomas Moser beacon box and $100,000.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. We're having a mentoring round with DAVO Technologies, and we are hearing now how you can forge ahead with your business. We were just talking about during the break that a lot of people don't even know that you're out there, and it's so useful. Leslie had some good points on how to push your name forward.
I guess my question is there a way for you to market this to people who work with these businesses, and maybe that would cut down on the number of reaches that you needed to do, like marketing to CPA firms, marketing to business advisors, maybe Chamber of Commerce organizations, so that a broader hit of the business community, of local business communities could be made people made aware of this product?
Sure. So one of the integrations that we've actually pushed is our QuickBooks integration. And that's sort of focused on the accounting community. When I first opened my business, my accountant basically said to me, you're going to use ADP for your payroll, you're going to use this time clock and this guy, and then Claire's going to be your bookkeeper. And basically set it up. And we would like accountants to start doing that. And we're starting to get calls now, actually, from accounting firms, because we actually do it cheaper than they do it. And we solve that problem, the problem of the daily cash management.
Okay, Ryan.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that you should be considering, kind of swinging back to an earlier conversation, is on the technology front and making sure that the integrations, because it seems like at least some of your silos that you're looking to develop really hinge on that, in reference to maybe some of going state to state and white labeling, and so really focusing on that. What does the pipeline of integrations look like over the next, call it 6 to 12 months?
So right now we have about a half dozen more POS systems coming on board. We're pushing pretty hard right now early in the year because we're going to the New York Restaurant Show. This is a huge show for us. We did it last year with First Data and Clover. And we walked away with some really, really good customers, tons of great interest. This year we're going it alone. We're going with our own booth. And we're trying to push POS companies to do this integration. It takes us about a week to do an integration. It's not particularly difficult to do. It's just getting their attention. And we run into the same issue, with them. We're really important. We're the next shining object. Pay attention to us. Your customers are asking for this. And we've had customers request it from us, and we go to them and ask.
Nick.
With the channel partners that you already have, what's the benefit to them for selling the product to their customers?
Sure. So the big benefit to them is customer stickiness. So in this industry, there's huge churn. Businesses will move from one system to another system if they think they're going to save some money. And the stickier you can make that relationship, and this is what's playing out in this industry, that if you have 3 or 4 of these bolt-on applications, your acquisition will go up, and you'll keep them longer. You'll go from 18 months to 24 months. So that extra 6 months becomes very valuable to these companies.
Go ahead. Is there a way to partner with payroll companies? Because I have had clients ask me about this type of service, and I've actually approached a payroll company to say, do you do this? And they didn't.
So we've actually talked to payroll companies. Very early on, we actually talked to ADP, and ADP told us, we don't buy ideas, we buy companies. And so it is part of our exit strategy, and we sort of feel that at some point a payroll company will look at us. These are the logical people to sell us. They're already talking to these merchants, and they're talking taxes.
It's time to reveal who our mentor panel is so they can tell you how they can be a resource to you. So first we have Nick.
Nick Norton, and I am with MacPage LLC, an accounting and business advisory firm out of Portland and Augusta, Maine. And I actually lead a group that is the bookkeeper, outsourced accountant, and CFO for companies. So the solution that you're providing is right in our wheelhouse. So this is great.
Perfect.
Thank you.
And Leslie, welcome.
Well, thank you. I'm Leslie Polk, and I'm a CPA and partner at LG&H. We're a local firm here right in Bangor, and we work with businesses of all sizes as well as individuals, and my work is primarily with businesses and their owners on business advising as well as tax planning and preparation.
Perfect. And finally?
Yep, and I'm Ryan Willett. I'm the Chief Operations Officer with Means Wealth Management. We have locations both here in Maine and in the Carolinas. And I have prior experience in capital raising, private and public, and then also had done some previous business consulting. And so I'm very familiar with the ADP systems as well. And then the other hat that I wear is on the technology front, and would be happy to talk to you more about that.
So on the show, we value the platform this show has for our prior contestants, and we're going to take a look back now at Rapport with Marty's Minutes.
Marty's Minutes are brought to you by the Maine Venture Fund and Maine Technology Institute.
All right, we're here at Cloudport in Portland with John Rooks, co-founder of Rapport. John, what's been going on since you were on Greenlight Maine?
Well, a lot. So since a few years ago when we were on Greenlight Maine, we've raised a bunch of money. We've built and launched our flagship product, brought on a bunch of customers and a bunch of strategic partners, and have scaled up so that we're now national business.
So tell me about being on the show Greenlight Maine. What did that bring to the business, and what did that change for you?
Yeah, so at the time we were on Greenlight Maine, we were right in the middle of a lot of pitches, angel investment pitches. And so the timing was perfect for us to get sort of a spike in visibility right as we were doing that pitch cycle. So the visibility that we got from the show was great.
Who's out there watching that should be calling you right now?
So if you're running a small manufacturing company anywhere in North America, you should be calling us. If you have a customer who is inquisitive over what your environmental footprint is, you should be calling us. And if you want to save money on your your energy footprint, again, that's another reason to give us a call.
So what were the three things again? If your customer is asking for it, if your market is asking for it?
Yeah, so if you've got some sort of pressure from an external source, again, an investor, a customer, that could be a consumer or it could be a supply chain customer. If you have one of those pressures, you should call us. If you want to save money, call us. And if you just care about saving the environment, we're a pretty good call to make.
Excellent. Well, John Rooks, co-founder of Rapport.io at Cloudport in Portland, thanks for the update. We're so proud of you. Let's have the Greenlight Maine high five.
Thanks, Marty.
Furniture for Greenlight Maine is provided by Thomas Mosier Furniture, handmade American furniture since 1972.
Are you trying to increase sales? At Dream Local Digital, we've been helping businesses using Facebook, Google, and other online tools for over 8 years. We're experts at helping small businesses because we work with them nationwide.
At Horch Roofing, we pride ourselves on doing quality roofs, not social media and direct marketing. That's why we hire the professionals at Dream Local.
We'd love to help you grow your business as well. Give us a call today.
Thomas College believes in innovation. From the Harold Alfond Institute for Business Innovation and our Center for Innovation in Education to 3-year undergraduate degrees and accelerated graduate programs in business, cybersecurity, and criminology, innovation is in our DNA. Money Magazine ranks Thomas 23rd in the nation for value, and our Guaranteed Job program backs that up. Thomas College, personal, practical, guaranteed.
Thomas College is a proud sponsor of Greenlight Maine.
Are you an entrepreneur? Do you have a new business or a great new product? Greenlight Maine is now accepting submissions for Season 4. Visit our website for more information.
Broadcast facilities provided by NESCOM, the New England School of Communications at Husson University.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. We are getting final thoughts in our mentoring round with DAVO Technologies. We have a great panel of mentors, and they're right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, I'm really happy to know who they are afterwards and not before.
Absolutely. And I know Nick has a question.
Looking ahead into the future, what products or services do we have in the pipeline?
So we've expanded on our sales tax application, and using the same process of daily funding, we're rolling out a savings app called Sweep and Save for merchants. This app can also be used to collect your rent daily or back tax payments if you get behind on your sales tax. And all of these will be launching in the next month or so.
And final thought from Leslie.
It's good to hear about the product differentiation. Off air, we kind of talked about the risk of some of these customers are having cash flow problems, which what makes your product attractive to them. So then that would indicate that there might be a higher risk of failure than a standard business population. So, just sheer increase in customer numbers or product differentiation is kind of a safety against that. So it's good to hear that you have some different
we
products.
really feel that we're protecting these merchants, and letting them do what they went into business for. Run a restaurant, be a florist, a merchant, and not have to worry about being a tax collector.
So they can focus on their business. That's great.
Exactly.
And Ryan.
And I have to say it's really refreshing because these services exist at an enterprise level with some of your major corporations. So to see that same type of service downstream, if you will, is incredibly refreshing, and I think there's going to be some good value for businesses there.
Thank you. Really appreciate that.
So we've had a great discussion. Any key takeaways from today?
Well, I think the takeaway for me is that it's really inspiring to hear that accountants and accounting firms see the value in what we're doing. I spend a lot of time talking to feet on the street and the salespeople, but not necessarily the accountants. And we've always said, accountants really understand this because they understand the cash management challenges for small businesses. And we're looking to solve that problem.
Well, you've done a great job so far. So
Congratulations.
And good luck in the next round of competition. We'll look forward to seeing how you do in the future.
We'll be ready.
I know you're going to be a huge success. So that's it for us. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate and thank you for your feedback. If you haven't yet, you can visit us on the web at greenlightmaine.com and check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll see you right back here next week for more Greenlight Maine. Have a great night.
Greenlight Maine has been brought to you by MacPage. Accessible, approachable, accountable. Greenlight Maine would not be possible without the support of all of our corporate sponsors. Thank you.
Greenlight Maine has been a paid-for presentation by the Portland Media Group.